May 21st, 2024. Not even 10 minutes after completing the last entry, my phone rang. There was only 2 people I could think of that'd be calling this late, either Joe or Maury. And frankly, I was praying it was Maury. My prayers were answered. I didn't even get a chance to say hello before Maury's voice, concerned and somber, came through. "Aunt, everything okay?" he asked. "Yeah, Maury, I'm okay. My boss, Joe, thankfully wasn't in that day for whatever reason, but now him and I both have to look for new work. Unless..." I trailed off. "Unless what?" Maury pressed. I don't know. I've considered bringing Joe on, to help us," I said hesitantly before continuing. "Which reminds me, any luck on finding the object? We're gonna need it sooner rather than later." Frith had no intentions of giving us any time, I explained, before recounting my second encounter with Abamon in the void. "I should have known," he said. He was right. He knew this twisted jerk, so he had to have known that there was never any intention of giving us any time. "Yeah, you should have, Maury. In fact, it's pretty suspicious that you knew all the other stuff, how twisted and deceptive he is, and didn't know that maybe, just maybe, we should have done something about it as soon as possible." My voice got angrier as I spoke, and Maury looked more fearful but equally as angry. "I hadn't seen him or heard of him in 20 years, he screamed. He was shaking terribly. I knew I'd struck a nerve and that I was wrong. "Oh, Maury, I'm sorry, I began. Maury raised a hand. "I get it. This is confusing. You don't know who to trust or turn to. Yes, it is my fault for not being smarter and just facing him to begin with when he first made himself known to you, when he threatened to possess a relic all those years ago. I made a grave error. And I'm sorry. I'm going to face Firth tonight," he finished. I just stared for a moment. "Alone?" I asked. "I'll say the same thing I did when you suggested to face him in your dreams yourself. You may if you wish. You are strong-willed, cautiously intelligent, bright, and you faced him twice before unscathed. You'd be invaluable," he said, smiling softly. "But first, I've got to gather a few relics. We might not know what they do, but their power could still be helpful. I'll get on that in the morning and get back to you," he finished. "All right. Good night, Moore," I said. "Good night, Aunt," he said, and then hung up. After hanging up, I sat and stared off into space. No, pulling Joe into this wouldn't be a good idea. We're basically acting now, and Lord knows, it turned his life upside down like it has mine. If he'd seen what I'll call fire breathers, then it wouldn't be tossing him into the unknown as much, and from his reaction, he saw them. I don't know, it's all one big... two forces, a random factor, and now fire breathers. My life just gets more interesting by the day. Aunt out. Thank you so much for listening to this narration. I hope you enjoyed. A quick thank you to my patrons, Rinku Starr, William Hartley, Cupcake Hips, Alonzo, IC Narrates, and Jesse Hartley. Again, thank you all so much for your support. If you've got any prayer requests, feel free to reach out to me on any social media, and I would love to know how I can be praying for you. And also, about each month, I link a different cause in the description to donate money to, people going through some tough surgeries or funds for victims of natural disasters, etc., etc. If you've got a little extra money to give to someone in need, I've got at least one link for you each month in the description. So that's there for you to do that if you feel that you can. Even if it means that you unsubscribe from my Patreon, that's absolutely wonderful. Much love, and thank you guys again for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.